Hey folks, this is Jake Davis with a little something different for you today. This is my 300th video since I started this channel in September of 2018, and if you saw any of my earlier stuff, I've actually been writing about movies for over 10 years on Facebook. Like I say, it's completely unsolicited. And I've kept this channel up, like I said, for almost 2 years, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. 300 videos, and lately I've really been talking a lot about wrestling more than movies. I wanted to be a movie channel, and the real reason I stopped talking about movies so much is that I kind of I really didn't like this embracing of streaming culture. I mean, I have nothing wrong with streaming culture. I think it's awesome, the availability of stuff. But and of course, more outlets for artists to make their work seen. But I think when it comes to prestige and what's real Hollywood stuff, what should be considered for Oscars, for example, are the theatrical release movies. And because of the whole COVID nightmare, there has not been much theatrically released movies at all lately, and that really sucks. Hopefully, we'll get back to normal as far as movie wise. Everybody's looking forward to Tenet, which is still scheduled to come out next month and may get pushed back again. Wonder Woman's coming out in October. I'm not sure when Black Widow's been pushed back. But anyhow, I was gonna do videos for. I was starting to do videos for films available on streaming services, and then it just didn't feel right, so I stopped doing them. And my wife kind of made a good point. She felt that I should just review whatever the hell I want. If I want to talk about movies, talk about movies. With the movies that are available, so do them. And also, kind of got a little bit burnt out on my lists and stuff too. I'm gonna get back into them because I had a retro review that like my bullet points for it. I wrote down for in early May. I just never got around to shooting it. Almost 2 months now. Like I said, I gotta go back and rewatch the movie just so my mind is refreshed. It's a film I've seen many times. I gotta stick to my own self-based and self-enforced rules. Anyhow, to make up for the lost time, I decided I'm going to bring you guys a good old drive-in feel here, a good drive-in vibe, and we're going to do a triple feature. We're talking about 3 horror films, all available on streaming services right now, whether they be Netflix, Hulu, Shudder, Amazon Prime. They're out there. They're available for your enjoyment. So let's get into it. First off, I'm going to talk about Hush from 2016, directed by Michael Flanagan, who directed terrific movies like Doctor Sleep, Ouija Origin of Evil, Oculus, and probably something else really good I'm forgetting. Definitely this. This is one. It stars John Gallagher Jr., who was also in horror movies like the Belko Experiment and 10 Cloverfield Lane, which were both very good, especially Cloverfield. And stars his wife, Kate Siegel. At first, I was kept calling her Katie Siegel because of Peggy Bundy, but no, it's Kate Siegel, the director's wife, is leading lady for this film, and also the co-writer of the project. One of the reasons I really wanted to see this film, I wanted to see this movie ever since it came out 4 years ago. Never really got around to it. Because I think Flanagan's a talented director. I like his eye, I like his feel, and that they shot the film in Alabama, and a lot of my big part of my teen years, a couple years there as a teenager. I spent a lot of time in the Alabama woods. So, I grew up in Alabama, but had a lot of time in the woods there, and I just wanted to get that feel, get that vibe, and see if it kind of triggered this nostalgia thing, and it did. Just Alabama woods are really flaky. As far as just almost like they're dense, but they almost have like this brittle feel. You know what I mean? Anyhow, this was an excellent film. The whole concept of it is Kate Siegel is a writer who is deaf, and she's in her home in the woods, secluded, working on a book and going through issues with her boyfriend or husband or whatever exactly the hell he was. But she is totally alone, just her and her cat. She has a neighbor comes visit her, and later in the night, her neighbor runs up to her house trying to attack her, and she's trying to go to her for help. And the neighbor is killed right on her front porch by a madman in a really scary mask. The horror movie masks are important. When you got stuff like the babyface killer mask, which was trying to be funny in Happy Death Day, or the Ghostface killer mask in Scream, which was just so iconic. But as decades going, as much as I love that movie, it's just not a good choice for a mask or a suit. It seems like would restrict your mobility in hunting people and chasing people down. But anyhow, John Gallagher's absolutely amazing. He doesn't play. It's not the kind of psycho killer that you usually kind of see in movies. Yeah, sure, he's sick and twisted, demented, but he doesn't have that confidence or that even. He's not like a Hannibal Lecter or anything like this. He really comes off as a bit of a twerp, and you can't wait for him to get his. A very satisfying, a very engaging, rewarding, and satisfying horror film. I absolutely 100% recommend you see Hush if you have not yet. 5 stars. That is Villains, released last year, co-directed by Dan Burke and Robert Olson, starring Bill Skarsgård. It follows Micah Monroe, and TV stars Jeffrey Donovan and Keira Sedgwick. Lots to talk about here. Pennywise is great. Bill Skarsgård's really terrific in it. Jeffrey Donovan, I never really watched this show. Burn Notice is weird because I live in Florida. I love to would love to see the beaches and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of Bruce Campbell, but I never really got around to seeing like any of Burn Notice. Maybe one episode or two, but I thought Donovan was terrific in Sicario and Changeling, and he's really, really good here. Now he's playing your kind of intelligent, charming serial killer. He's playing your Hannibal Lecter type in this. And then there's Micah Monroe, who just swings for the fences, and that's absolutely terrific. She's great in it. And fucking Bill Skarsgård is, again, I gotta point out, he's just really wild off the wall. And it's great to see him without the makeup, see him more as a straightforward actor, the kind of performances he can really get off. But at the same time, it's like you could hear that Pennywise. You can hear Pennywise's voice in a few scenes when he gets a little more higher pitched. But the real surprise of this film, the real treat, was Keira Sedgwick. She's never been an actress to me. I always thought she was kind of bland as an actress, not really interesting, and not to be rude, but not particularly attractive. But I don't find her particularly attractive at all. I only think of 2 films where she stood out positively to me. Born on the 4th of July, is a supporting role in that, and as the romantic lead in John Travolta's Phenomenon, the one where he played Space Jesus. But this, oh man, I've never seen her anything like this. She's genuinely creepy, very unsettling, commanding. Just really demands your attention. Very good performance from Keira Sedgwick. I should point out the whole setup here is a young couple, Skarsgård and Monroe, just after robbing a gas station. They run out of gas on their way to Florida. They're really crazy, wild drug addicts. They break into this really nice house in the middle of the woods, and while they're there, they find a little girl chained to the basement. So it's like the young psycho couple meets the old psycho couple. And like I said, it's a cat and mouse game. It's very, very funny. It's incredibly stylized and a really fun movie. Really fun movie with great performances, good characters, excellent photography, and just fun characters all around. Good movie. I liked it a lot. 5 stars. Next up, well, I said I was going to do 3, but it's going to be 4 because I got to talk about both these movies. I'm going to talk about Creep from 2014 and Creep 2 from 2017. These films were directed by Patrick Brice, who also plays the one of the main characters in the first film, and both films star Mark Dubois. The whole setup here is it's a found footage movie. If you followed my channel at all, my videos, my articles, reviews I used to write on Facebook, I do not like found footage films. I went to see, I did not like Blair Witch when I first saw it, but I understood what people liked about it. Mostly, the style, and the different. You've never really seen a horror movie like that before, unless you'd seen Cannibal Holocaust, which I'm not even sure I don't think even aware that existed at the time. Um, but the but the whole setup here is Patrick Bryce is a young professional cameraman who's a job $1,000 for 1 day job to go out in the middle of the woods and shoot whatever this guy wants to shoot. He gets out there. Duplass is this. He's a guy. He claims to be a dying man, and he just wants to leave this video for because his wife is pregnant. This video for his wife, and then spend the day with him. And it instantly gets really, really weird. Like he wants the guy to record him bathing. There's all kinds of strange things. It's all red flags left and right here. But of course, it's becomes more and more. The guy realizes that he's having an intimate interview with a serial killer. Now, you gotta see Creep 1 before you see Creep 2, because Creep 2 is actually, in my opinion, an even better film. By the way, Creep, 5 stars. Excellent movie. So, Creep 2 will pick up 3 years later, 2017, and our killer is now, our serial killer now goes by a completely different name. We never know what his real name is, whether it be Joseph, Aaron, Bill. We don't know his real name. We never learn it. Now he is kind of going through a midlife crisis as a serial killer. He's lacking inspiration, and he's feeling suicidal. So he wants to shoot a genuine interview or another interview. And this time, the reporter, the photographer, the documentarian is played by Desiree Akhavan. I believe, probably butchered that. But, and she's like, she's not psychotic or anything, but she's like just as creepy as him. And the movies are really, really carried by their uniqueness, and I cannot speak higher of both the charm but genuinely unsettling nature of Duplass' performance in both films. You gotta see him, and yeah, 5 stars. So, I promised, I said I was going to do a triple feature, but you got 4 movies. There are 4 very good, very different, and very just satisfying horror movies floating around there for streaming while you're trying to get to. I mean, a lot of people are going back to work. I'm actually back to work now. Like the last week or so, I'm starting to pick up more and more hours, work more of my regular shift I used to. And that was when I put off because I had some food poisoning or something, whatever. Anyhow, I hope y'all enjoy this video. Hope y'all go back and watch all my other stuff. Yeah, 300 videos. Only 14 subscribers, but hell, this isn't like my job, it's a hobby. Nevertheless, please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that yummy, yummy stuff. I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly.